So, this week's character profile, as I teased last week, is on Anti-Venom. A
Yes.
character that I don't know how well known they are. I wouldn't think they're massively well known. They're going to be a lot more well known now, I expect, after
Probably.
making a big boy debut in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So let's have a little talk about it. So, Anti-Venom is a symbiote derived from the Venom symbiote.
Okay.
They made their first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 569 in August 2008.
Okay.
Long after the Venom symbiote had separated from Eddie Brock, Eddie developed cancer and as a result started working as a volunteer for the Feast organization. As he worked at Feast, he became close with Martin Lee, the founder of Feast, and also the alter ego of supervillain Mr. Negative.
Oh.
After learning of his condition, Lee decided to use his powers to help Eddie and cure his cancer.
Oh.
Unknown to him at the time, while helping Eddie, he had accidentally infused remnants of the Venom symbiote which lived inside Eddie to Eddie's white blood cells, where they would create the new symbiote hybrid Anti-Venom.
Oh, shit.
However, this would remain dormant inside Eddie until the Venom symbiote tried to leave its host at the time, which was Mark Gargan, aka Scorpion, and return to Eddie. This would cause the symbiote to manifest in Eddie, who dubbed it Anti-Venom. Eddie quickly discovered that the Anti-Venom symbiote was very different from other symbiotes that he'd encountered in a number of ways, but most notably, it was actually non-sentient and mindless.
Oh.
This allowed Eddie to be in complete control of the symbiote and all of its abilities, with none of the complications of fighting another consciousness. But it also had another change to other symbiotes in that it had tremendous healing powers, as well as being able to produce antibodies to cure any disease, as well as removing impurities from the human body. So it's interesting because obviously that a lot of that comes from the idea that a Venom symbiote, which is very powerful, got fused with a white blood cell, and that's what the white blood cells do. They protect the human body. But also it's the Anti-Venom because it's not trying to take over its host and dictate what it does. It's just mega powerful living suit that does what it's told.
Yeah.
The symbiote was destroyed, however, when it was used to cure the spider virus.
Oh.
Or was it?
I don't know what the spider virus is.
The spider virus was a virus created from genes of Peter Parker to essentially turn anyone with like spider powers into a mindless creature, and it hurt humans as well.
Gotcha.
So the symbiote, because of its healing properties, was used to create a cure to the spider virus, but this destroyed the symbiote.
Okay.
Alchemax, one of the many evil corporations in the Marvel world, people might recognize the name from the Miles Morales game, got a very small sample of the Anti-Venom symbiote and used it in a myriad of ways, including kind of regrowing it to an extent. And it was used to then morph with Flash Thompson, who had been Agent Venom. After he returned from war missing legs, he got bonded with the Venom symbiote and he was able to calm the symbiote's mind, and he worked as Agent Venom for a long time. And he is currently working as Agent Anti-Venom. A part of the recovered symbiote that Alchemax had, they were getting all the types of symbiotes they could to see if they could create strains of the symbiote they could have complete control over, thinking they could use the Anti-Venom as like a base for this easy to control stuff and then mix others in with it. So they mixed the Anti-Venom and the Carnage symbiote.
Sure, that went well.
which created Misery.
Ah.
Which is quite an interesting symbiote. We won't talk about it too much, but essentially because it's part Anti-Venom and part Carnage, the two halves are constantly trying to destroy each other and heal themselves, and they're stable because they're like
Yeah.
having to keep each other balanced,
Yep.
which is almost what they were trying to do,
Yeah. Just more
but
chaotic.
in a more chaotic way. Anti-Venom's a really interesting character. I didn't click while playing the game they were about to drop Anti-Venom on us, but in reality, it was pretty obvious. You're inside Peter's body trying to find a bit of the symbiote that hasn't left yet, and you're in there with Martin Lee who's trying to destroy it.
Gotcha.
And it was really cool, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Anti-Venom is an interesting one that I definitely think there's a lot more room for them to be explored.
Yeah.
But one of the unique things about the Anti-Venom is it not being sentient, but that also gives it less storytelling ability.
Yeah. I get
So
you.
there we have it. That is the Anti-Venom symbiote.
Very cool.